Union Communications, Electronics and Information Technology Minister Ashwini Vaishnav tabled the Digital Personal Data Protection Bill 2023 in the Lok Sabha on August 3rd last week. It has been long in the making. The origins of the bill can be traced back to 2018 when Justice B.N. Sri Krishna panel helped formulate the initial draft. The bill was tabled in Parliament in 2019 but was subsequently referred to the Joint Parliamentary Committee or JPC, which tabled its report in December 2021. The bill was tabled again, but in August last year, the government again withdrew the bill from Parliament to accommodate changes. And after several modifications, it has now been tabled again.
This regime or this environment of big companies and small companies, technology companies, essentially creating business models by misusing and exploiting digital personal data of citizens is something that this bill intends to address.
This bill seeks to provide protection for personal data and the privacy of individuals. This bill establishes requirements, businesses handling and data processing, as well as individual rights. Its purpose is to prohibit cross-border data transfers, penalize firms for data breaches, and provide a framework for the establishment of a data protection body to ensure compliance.
DPDP bill, the way it stands today, is quite a milestone in establishing digital security and data security for data principles in India. And the reason I say that is because this is really the first time there will be a law that gives very meaningful and comprehensive rights to data principles. So under this law, as a data principal, I have a right to know who has my data, what are they doing with my data, what sort of processing is happening with my data. I will have the ability to ask, data fiduciaries who are processing my data to delete my data under certain circumstances. I also have a meaningful set of remedies.
The law, it's one of its kind specifically for India. We've had laws with respect to Indian IT Act of 2000, which got its amendments in 2011 and subsequent rules across different sectors. But this one encompasses all the sectors. It will be applicable across and it will complement the local and the regulatory laws that exist. For example, regulations from RBI, regulations of DOT. It will complement those, and it would act as an umbrella law so that personal data is protected.
Digital platforms will need to take unconditional and informed consent from users for processing their data, and users will be able to withdraw this consent at any point post which the platforms must stop processing their data and erase it. Personal data can be transferred to any country except certain geographies that the government may blacklist going ahead. Bill has serious provisions for the way private entities can deal with users' personal data. Many of those yardsticks do not apply to the center itself, which enjoys wide-ranging exemptions and power over the enforcement process.
The government of India is one of the biggest collectors and processors of personal data, whether it's in the form of Aadhaar or any other government scheme. And with this exemption, any government entity can be exempted from the applicability of the bill, and indirectly also they would not be liable in case there is a data breach. So that's a big concern. And also the fact that, if entities are processing this data, these entities could be also the biggest collectors of personal data in the world, just by the sheer size of the population of India. And in that sense, it kind of defeats the very purpose of the bill.
The bill proposes amending Section 81J of the Right to Information Act 2005. Currently, this section prevents a public authority from sharing anyone's personal information on two main grounds: that the disclosure will have no bearing on any public activity, and that revealing such information would cause unwarranted invasion of the privacy of an individual. unless such disclosure is justified in larger public interest. However, the bill tabled in Parliament proposes that the personal information of government officials will not be disclosed under the RTI Act.
Most importantly, there is this Right to Information Act, which the provisions are being diluted. And this is also important from the fact that, again, there are amendments being proposed in that legislation where government entities can refuse to give data on the right to information request, claiming provisions of the Digital Personal Data Protection Bill if they feel that it's not necessary or required, and if it breaches the privacy. So again, it gives a very broad scope in terms of and broad excuse to the government to avoid giving replies to the right to information, the Right to Information Act, and it kind of defeats the purpose of that legislation as well.
The Digital Personal Data Protection Bill is a significant step towards safeguarding privacy, but it has notable gaps. The bill grants exemptions to the government, raising transparency concerns, and proposes limiting disclosure of public officials' data under the RTI Act, potentially affecting accountability. Addressing these issues is vital for creating an effective and fair data protection framework.
If you like this video, share it and subscribe to Business Standard. For more news, views and insights, log on to www.business-standard.com. Do also follow us on YouTube, Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, Telegram and LinkedIn.
He's making plans for an early retirement. Business Standard.